The movie begins on Halloween, when an athletic guy goes to his girlfriend's house but no one answers. He enters when he sees a figure inside the dark house with closed boxes suggesting that no one is there. He stumbles upon a frozen body in front of the TV. At first he thinks it's a Halloween prank, but realizes something sinister is happening when he finds another frozen body, leaving him scared. A few months later, Roger, a college freshman, is flirting with Melody, an artist, when his friend Luke interrupts them to do laundry and drink some beers. When Lily and Constance, two beautiful medical students, enter, they start flirting with Luke and reveal they live on the same floor. Luke, enchanted, invites them to a fraternity party and then takes a package of coins left by Lily to their room. Finding the room empty and cold, he leaves the coins and hides in the closet when he hears them approaching. That's when he sees tentacles coming out of Lily's chest. Constance uses a very cold spray on them. Then they get dressed and leave the room. Luke sees this and becomes confused. Hey, the movie I'm going to summarize is called Decoys. It's a very good horror movie mixed with science fiction. If you're going to watch this movie, watch it with headphones to get plenty of scares. It's a very strange and funny movie at the same time. It reminds me a lot of American Pie. But before getting into the summary, I already invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like to receive the best recaps. In A Place to Eat, Luke mentions the name of the freezing spray that Constance used on Lily to Alex, who confirms what she does. Roger tells them not to fantasize during the party. At the time of the party, Alex and Melody go to get something to drink, and Luke dances with Lily, who talks about how the package of coins ended up in her room. Luke feels attracted to Lily and kisses her, while Constance and Roger also kiss. Vicky, the cheerleader, introduces Bobby, the hockey team leader, who says Lily is the queen of the party. Constance gets upset, thinking it would be her, and leaves with Roger. Bobby kisses Lily, and the party continues with Bobby taking Lily to dance, and they bump into Luke, who bumps into Jenny, making Luke spill his drink. Jenny calls Luke a loser, and a fight breaks out between him and Bobby. After the two fought, Luke leaves the party with Alex, suggesting a walk, and when starting his car, he sees Lily and Bobby in the forest, which makes him angry. While Luke checks his car, Alex explains that occasionally flirting with someone else can happen if that person catches the other's attention. A weak noise distracts her, and she looks towards the forest, where Lily's tentacles attack Bobby, but Alex doesn't notice. Luke decides to end the night, and the next day, he wakes up to Roger opening a beer bottle, thinking it's something else. He learns that Roger didn't want to sleep with Constance the night before and wonders if the things he saw before were because of drinking. A noise at the door stops the conversation, and Detective Amanda, who previously dated Luke, asks him to meet her outside in the forest. Detective Kirk looked at Bobby's frozen body with no signs of struggle, just something strange in his pants. Kirk asks Luke about an argument with Bobby the night before, seen by many people, and accuses him of being jealous, making him the main suspect. Later, during the autopsy, Kirk sees a funeral worker removing Bobby's frozen hand and learns from the coroner that the body seems to have frozen from the inside. The coroner said that someone pushed something like a tube down the dead person's throat. Detective Kirk releases Luke for lack of evidence against him, but still thinks he might be guilty. Later, Luke hears Vicky speaking seriously with Lily for putting everyone in danger, and he hides. Curious, Luke goes to the hospital, sneaks into the autopsy room, and is shocked to see the decomposing body in a bag. When he hears someone approaching, he accidentally drops the frozen hand of the body, which breaks. He quickly hides under a table and waits for the funeral worker to leave. Luke finds a drawing in the doctor's office that confirms what he suspected about alien tentacles. He tells this adventure to his friends that night, showing how the internal organs of the dead person were frozen. Despite this, Roger and Gibby mock him, and Alex doesn't believe his ideas. When Gibby leaves to meet a college girl, Luke warns him, tired of always being so suspicious. Roger says he wants to be with Constance, saying that now he realizes how fragile life is. While they're paying the bill, Alex invites Luke to an Ice Queen contest and tells him she's interested in someone, without Luke knowing that he's the one she likes. At the party, Natasha and her sorority friends compliment Lily, who is wearing a beautiful dress even after Bobby's recent death. Luke tells Alex his suspicions and tells Alex to put a camera in the female dormitory. Alex thinks his idea is kind of crazy, but accepts anyway. Vicky observes everything unnoticed, knowing their plan. Soon after, Alex sneaks into the house while the homeowner is out of the room. Luckily, Luke's partner manages to hide and place the camera. Meanwhile, Natasha takes Gibby to the cemetery, and they enter a tomb together, where they have a romantic night. Back in Gibby's room, Luke places another camera to secretly spy on Roger, thinking Constance will change during their date. At the same time, Natasha's tentacles forcefully come out and enter Gibby's mouth, freezing his body from the inside and making him stop breathing. While waiting to see who will be the winner, Constance looks enviously at Lily, kisses Roger to distract him, and then starts drinking vodka from a flask, drawing attention while grabbing Melody, the bartender, in a state of drunkenness and excitement. Roger openly declares his love for Luke, who advises him to stay away from Constance. As the competition begins, the participants show what they can do. Melody uses something that releases fire, and Luke notices that the sorority girls get scared, showing that their weakness is heat. In the bikini part, Lily draws attention for wearing a shirt instead of a bikini to hide a mark on her chest. Even so, the presenter says that Lily won, and she dedicates the night to her late friend Bobby. Meanwhile, Roger faints, so Constance leaves, and later, Luke sees Lily looking at him on the dance floor. Alex tells Luke not to go, but he insists they follow his plan and goes to Constance. After dancing a bit, Constance invites Luke to go somewhere else, which he accepts. Outside the place, Lily feels connected to the constellation called Orion, which is like a lonely warrior, showing how she feels like a newcomer with only her cousin Constance for company. Luke is very interested in her story, and they dance together in his room, while Alex keeps an eye on them through the camera. They are really involved in the moment. This makes him take Lily to a place where the camera doesn't catch. Later, Luke goes to bed, but after Lily opens the window, the cold that enters through it brings him back to reality. He takes Lily to where the camera catches. In the act of intimacy, when Luke touches Lily's mark, suddenly she sees the camera, looks at Luke, and tentacles start coming out of her, accidentally knocking over a candle, which ends up setting the bed on fire. Lily gets very scared and reveals her true alien form and runs away. Luke sees that the camera couldn't capture clear evidence, but shows Alex the birthmark of a woman who is in the shower. The next day, Luke shows his recordings to Detective Kirk, who accuses him of recording illegally. Kirk also reminds Luke that he is a suspect in Bobby's case. Amanda accompanies Luke to the exit. On campus, Roger offers his coat to Constance, but she refuses. She assures him that she had fun the night before, but makes an insinuation about a murder. Luke goes to the dormitory and searches Roger's bed for evidence. The two discuss Lily's injuries, alien theories, and Roger's relationship with Constance. Later, Luke leaves with a blowtorch and secretly observes the sorority girls sneaking into their house after Vicky. That night, Roger talks to Constance about Luke's ideas, wanting sincerity. Constance confirms Luke's suspicions, surprising Roger. She says they aren't murderers, explaining that their targets are bad men like Bobby, who treat women badly. Constance explains to Roger, who doubts. She says that their species is going extinct and that they need male DNA to survive and maintain their species. They came to Earth in search of this. The problem is that most men don't resist fertilization and end up freezing. They chose Canada because they heard about an ice cream contest at the school, which metaphorically announces cold hormones, attracting others of their alien species. They sent a spy some time ago to see if it was habitable, then started mixing in campus 6 weeks ago. Constance tells Roger that her species is adapting, but warns him about the dangers of getting intimately involved. Despite this, Roger offers to experiment and see if he can have alien children touched by Constance's devotion, but she decides not to risk his life and waits. Meanwhile, Luke ties Lily up with duct tape and threatens her with a blowtorch while she begs for mercy. At the same time, Roger asks to see Constance's tentacles as a sign of trust. When she took off her clothes, he noticed she had no belly button. At the fraternity, Luke held Lily and asked her about all this and demanded an explanation, but she pretended she didn't know anything. Suddenly, Vicky arrived, punched Luke, and released Lily, telling him that Roger was with Constance. This made Luke run to save his friend. After being intimate with Constance, Roger started coughing, Luke arrives in time and threatens Constance, but she seemed not to care. Roger's cough got worse as an alien came out of his mouth. Alex appeared and went to ask for help. Then Luke threw hot water on Constance, making her return to her alien form and flee. Luke accompanied Roger in the ambulance, saying he was family. Roger didn't resist and died in the hospital. Amanda confronted Luke and took him back to campus. On the way, Luke left another message for Gibby, revealing through Amanda that Gibby is dead too. She offered to help stop the murders. Luke, with Melody's flamethrower and a bucket of hot water, goes to the sorority. There he finds all of them at a dinner, with special guests. He uses the fire on Natasha, leaving Lily and her sisters scared. When Amanda appears with a gun, Luke throws hot water on Vicky, showing that she is human. He finishes off Natasha to avenge Gibby, even with Lily's request to be gentle. He doesn't forgive. While Constance flees, Luke follows her while Amanda takes care of the others. Luke faces Constance, who is alien. When the fire runs out, Constance attacks. Amanda shoots the alien at the right moment and Luke cuts the gas pipes, making the alien explode. After everything, Luke says goodbye to his ex-girlfriend and hugs Alex. Detective Kirk arrives strange, seeming like something entered his throat, and asks Luke about what happened. Luke directs him to the witnesses, who would be the dinner that night. Later, Luke says he's in love with Alex, who always supported him. When the two are intimate, he discovers too late that she is an alien responsible for the Halloween deaths at the beginning of the movie. Now, Alex restrains Luke and plans to have a child with him to continue the alien species on Earth. And so the movie ends. What rating would you give this movie? Don't forget to activate the bell to be notified of new recaps. So until next time,